You work for the government until the middle of the year and you don't even realize it. Most people think taxes are just a percentage off their paycheck. But the truth is, you are being taxed for living, breathing, and even dying. Welcome to the matrix of wealth redistribution. If you feel like you're running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster while you stay in the same place, it's because the tax system was designed to keep you there. Fact 1. Tax Freedom Day is usually in April or May, meaning every cent you earn from January 1st until then goes straight to the government. You are essentially a state employee for 4 months of the year for zero pay. Imagine working 40 hours a week and your boss takes the first 15 hours every single week. That's your life. To beat this, you need to move from earned income to investment income, which is taxed at a much lower rate. Fact 2. Inflation is a hidden tax that nobody votes for but everyone pays. When the government prints money, your savings lose value, which is exactly the same as them taking money out of your wallet. If you have $10,000 in the bank and inflation is 7%, you just paid a $700 tax without a single piece of paperwork. Stop holding large amounts of cash and buy assets like real estate or stocks that rise with inflation. The marriage penalty can actually make you pay more in taxes just for saying, "I do." If both partners earn a high income, filing jointly can push you into a higher tax bracket than if you stayed single. It's a literal tax on love and family stability. Always run the numbers for married filing separately to see if you're being robbed by the wedding ring. You are being double taxed on almost everything you buy. You pay income tax on the money you earn, and then you pay sales tax when you spend that same money. If you earn $100, the government takes $20. Then you buy a $80 jacket, and they take another $8 in sales tax. They just took nearly 30% of your labor. Shop in tax-free states or buy used items from private sellers to keep that extra 8%. The tax code is over 70,000 pages long, which is intentionally too complex for a normal human to understand. It's designed to make you give up and just pay whatever the software tells you, while the rich pay experts to find the loopholes. If you're tired of being confused and overcharged, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's expose the rest of these traps. Property tax is a forever rent to the government, meaning you never truly own your home. If you stop paying the government their cut, they will take your house, even if the mortgage is paid off. You are just a tenant on the state's land. The only way to lower this is to officially appeal your property assessment every year to prove your house is worth less for tax purposes. Do you think it's fair to pay taxes on a house you already bought? Let me know in the comments. Bracket creep happens when your boss gives you a small raise for inflation, but that raise pushes you into a higher tax bracket. You end up with more dollars, but less purchasing power because the government took a bigger slice. Always contribute to a 401k or IRA to lower your taxable income and stay in a lower bracket. Sin taxes on alcohol, tobacco, and sugar are marketed as health measures, but they are actually the most reliable revenue streams for governments. They rely on your addictions to balance their budgets. If everyone stopped smoking tomorrow, the government would have a massive deficit. Beat them by staying healthy and keeping your money. Capital gains taxes punish you for being a successful investor. If you risk your money and make a profit, the state wants up to 20% of it. But if you lose money, they only let you deduct a tiny fraction. It's a heads they win, tails you lose game. Hold your investments for more than a year to qualify for long-term rates, which are much lower. The death tax, or estate tax, means the government gets one last bite of your wealth before your kids do. After paying taxes your whole life, they take a percentage of what's left when you die. It's the ultimate insult to a lifetime of hard work. Set up a trust early in life to move assets out of your taxable estate. Gas taxes are often flat, meaning the person driving a 20-year-old car to a minimum wage job pays the same tax per gallon as a billionaire in a private jet. It's a regressive tax that hits the poor the hardest. Drive fuel-efficient vehicles or shop for gas away from major highways where taxes are often peaked. Many tax refunds are just interest-free loans you gave to the government. If you get $3,000 back in April, that's $3,000 you couldn't use to pay off debt or invest all year. Change your W-4 withholdings to get your money in your paycheck now instead of waiting for a refund later. Self-employment tax is a 15.3% shock to anyone starting a business because you have to pay both the employer and employee share of Social Security and Medicare. Most new entrepreneurs forget this and end up in massive debt. Form an S-corp as soon as you hit $60K in profit to save thousands on these taxes. Has anyone here started a side hustle and been absolutely destroyed by the tax bill? Tell me your tax horror story below. Luxury taxes on high-end cars or jewelry are often just virtue signaling that actually hurts the middle-class workers who build those items. When luxury sales drop, the factory workers lose their jobs, not the billionaires. Avoid buying brand-new luxury goods that trigger these extra surcharges. The government uses tax expenditures to pick winners and losers in the economy. If you buy an electric car or solar panels, you get a break. If you don't, you pay full price. It's social engineering through your wallet. Always check for green energy credits before making big home upgrades. You pay taxes on phantom gains when you sell an asset that went up in price but stayed the same in value due to inflation. If you buy a house for $100K and sell for $200K 10 years later, but $200K buys the same amount of bread as $100K did, you didn't make a profit, but the IRS still wants 15%. Use a 1031 exchange to roll those gains into a new property without paying tax. Corporate taxes are actually paid by customers, not the companies. When a big brand gets a tax hike, they just raise the price of your shoes or your phone. You are the one paying the corporate tax bill at the checkout counter. Support small local businesses that have lower tax overheads. Your Social Security benefits are taxed again if you earn too much in retirement. You paid into it with tax dollars, but if you're too successful at saving, they tax it a second time. It's a penalty for being prepared. Diversify into a Roth IRA where withdrawals are 100% tax-free. Many cities have hidden taxes on hotel rooms and rental cars specifically to target tourists who can't vote in local elections. It's taxation without representation. Check the total price before booking, as these fees can add 20% to your bill. The IRS uses AI and algorithms to flag your bank account for lifestyle audits. If you report 20Ks in income but spend 100K on credit cards, the red flags go up instantly. They are watching your social media and you're spending more than you think. Gift taxes exist to stop you from giving your own money to your own family. You can only give a certain amount per year before the government wants a piece of the gift. It's your money, but they act like it's theirs. Give experiences or pay for education, medical bills directly, which are often exempt. Should parents be taxed for giving money to their children? Write yes or no in the comments. Tax-exempt bonds sound great, but they usually offer lower interest rates, meaning the tax savings is already baked into the lower profit. You aren't really saving, you're just taking a lower return in exchange for less paperwork. Compare the tax-equivalent yield before buying. Importing goods from overseas often triggers customs duties, which is just a tax for shopping outside your borders. It's designed to force you to buy local, even if local is more expensive. Check duty thresholds before ordering expensive items from international sites. Capital gains on your primary home are only exempt up to 250Ks, or 500K for couples. If your house explodes in value, the government becomes your unwanted business partner when you sell. Live in the house for at least 2 years to claim the exemption. The alternative minimum tax was created to catch 15 rich people in the 1960s, but it now hits millions of middle-class families. It's a safety net for the government to make sure they get paid no matter how many deductions you have. Work with a pro to see if you're accidentally triggering the AMT. Tax loopholes aren't illegal, they are the intended path. The government wants you to do certain things, like provide housing or invest in energy, so they give you a discount for doing them. Don't be patriotic and pay more. Be smart and follow the incentives. State income taxes vary wildly. Moving just 10 miles across a state border could save you $5,000 to $10,000 a year. That's a massive raise for doing absolutely nothing but changing your zip code. If you could move to a zero-tax state tomorrow, would you do it? Tell me which state is your dream destination in the comments. Depreciation is a magic tax deduction for business owners where you get to claim your equipment is losing value, even if it's working perfectly. It's one of the biggest wealth builders for the rich. Turn your hobby into a business so you can start depreciating your gear. Most tax professionals at big chains are just people who took a 2-week course and are using the same software you can buy for $50. If your taxes are simple, do them yourself. If they are complex, hire a real CPA, not a seasonal clerk. The greatest tax hack of all is buy, borrow, die. The ultra-rich buy assets, borrow against them to live tax-free, and then pass them on at death with a step-up in basis that wipes out all capital gains tax. The system is built for owners, not workers. Taxes are the price we pay for society, but there's no reason to leave a tip. Most people are losing 30 to 50% of their life's energy to taxes because they don't understand the rules of the game. Stop being a victim of the 70,000-page code and start looking at your finances like a business. If you want to know how to keep more of what you earn, you have to watch our video on banking secrets. Thank you for watching, keep your receipts, and I'll see you in the next one.